Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be going through all the books that I am hopefully going to be reading in March as chosen by my TBR game. If this is the first time that you're watching my TBR game, I'll leave a link to the playlist in the description so you can check it out. But yeah, in terms of February's TBR, I was a little bit nervous because we had more roles than I usually get in my TBR game, and February is obviously the shortest month of the year, so I was concerned that I wasn't gonna finish my TBR in time. However, at the time that I'm filming this, I only have one more book that I need to read, and the only reason that I haven't started it is because it's an audiobook and I'm currently in the middle of a very long audiobook. So hopefully I can start that within the next few days, and then I will have completed my February TBR and we'll be going into March with a clean slate. In terms of reading plans for March, I do have a couple of vlog ideas that I'd like to do. I would like to do actually the second round of my Kindle Clear Out project if I've got time, and then I would also like to continue some series. I also have a few arcs actually that I'd also like to get round to if I can, but we'll see how it goes. I do have a trip planned in March. I'm going to Edinburgh at the end of the month, which I'm really excited about. It's the third time that I'll be visiting Edinburgh, but the last couple of times that I've been, I've not really done anything bookish. Like, I've not really looked around any of the independent bookshops, so that's hopefully going to be a priority for this trip. And yeah, I can't wait. Hopefully it won't interrupt my reading too much because it's right at the end of the month, so hopefully I can get most of these books read before then, because I'm probably not going to have time to do much reading on the actual trip. I'm going to stop rambling though, and let's go with roll number one. Okay, so here we go with roll number one, which is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is other. So roll number one landed on other, and for this I'm going with The Green Mile by Stephen King. This is a very old paperback. This is actually one of the oldest books on my TBR, which might be a pattern that you see in throughout this video, but I have been wanting to read this for the longest time. I haven't actually read a Stephen King book since 2020, I think. The last Stephen King book that I read was Misery, and I read that for a vlog, which, yeah, I'm pretty sure I did in 2020. So it's been a long time since I've read anything by Stephen King, but I did really like the movie for this, so I'm hoping there's a good chance that I'm also gonna like the book. This is set in a prison. Obviously I've only seen the film, so I don't know how accurate that is in comparison to the book, but yeah, it's basically about prisoners on death row, and there's one prisoner in particular where there's questions over whether this guy is actually innocent. I actually quite like that it's been a long time since I've watched the film, so I'm going into this with a fresher mind, and it's going to be interesting to see what I think of this because I'm pretty sure this is one of Stephen King's most popular books. Roll number 2 is another 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is other again. Roll number 2 landed on other again, and for this I'm going with After the End by Claire Mackintosh. So I think Claire Mackintosh is most well known for writing thrillers. However, this is very different. I think this is more of an emotional contemporary, and I've heard a lot of people say that it made them cry. It's basically about a couple whose young son is very ill in hospital, and the doctors go to them and say that there's a few different treatment options that they could go with, and I think the parents have opposing views on what they should do, whether they should continue with treatment or whether they should switch off life support. So yeah, this sounds like it's going to be heartbreaking. I've had this on my Kindle for a really long time and I've been meaning to get round to it, but I feel like it's one of those books where I need to be in the right headspace for it, and I feel like I am now. So it's going to be interesting to see what I think of Claire Mackintosh's writing, because I've never read anything by her before, but I have been interested in some of her thrillers, so it'll be interesting to start with her contemporary and then move on to her thrillers if I do like the writing style. Roll number 3 is a 1, which is fantasy. Roll number 3 landed on fantasy, and for this I'm going with The Adventures of Amina Al-Sarafi by Shannon Chakraborty. I keep wanting to say S.A. Chakraborty, but this is by the same author who wrote the David Bad trilogy, aka one of my all-time favourite fantasy series. and I have been so excited for this book. It's one of my most anticipated books for 2023, and I've ordered the Waterstone Special Edition, which is stunning. So as soon as it arrives, I am going to be down in everything to read it. I don't actually know much about what this is actually about. I know that it's about a pirate who goes on an adventure, and to be honest, that's all I really need to know. I don't even know if this is a standalone or the first book in a series, but I'm pretty confident I'm gonna love it because it's S.A. Chakraborty, and I just love the David trilogy so much. I'm hoping that this is gonna have incredible characters, an amazing atmosphere, and yeah, I just can't wait to read it. Roll number 4 is another one, which is Challenge. And the challenge is, to continue a series. There we go. Roll number 4 landed on challenge, and the challenge was to continue a series. And for this, I have a couple of options. I'm probably going to read both of these in March anyway, but they are both continuations in series that I'm currently in the middle of. So the first book is Fool's Fate by Robin Hobb, which is the final book in the Tawny trilogy. I'm currently reading The Golden Fool and really enjoying it. I'm really intrigued about how this series is going to end, but this book is thick. I thought The Golden Fool was long, but this is even longer, so it's probably going to take me again the whole month to get through the audiobook. But then I am also planning to read Before They Are Hanged by Joe Abercrombie, which is the second book in the First Law trilogy. I read the first book in February and really enjoyed it. Not a lot really happened, but I'm really intrigued by the characters and I'm excited to see what direction it goes in. I am also filming a vlog for this series. It's going to be spoiler free, so anyone can watch it, but it's not going to be out until I've obviously finished the trilogy. But I'm planning to, hopefully read this in March and then read the third book in April. Roll number 5 is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is Thriller. Roll number 5 landed on Thriller, and for this, I'm tentatively adding Verity by Colleen Hoover to my TBR. I don't know if I'm actually going to read this. I've requested it from the library, but there's quite a queue before me, so I don't know if it's actually going to come in March. I might end up pushing it to April, but yeah, I wasn't sure if I wanted to read this because on the one hand, I do really like Colleen Hoover's writing. I find her books very bingeable and very easy to breeze through, even though they often deal with quite difficult topics. However, whenever I've heard people talk about Verity, they've talked about how it's wild and it's really over the top, and that's not the kind of thriller that I usually enjoy personally, so I don't know if I'm actually going to like it. I want to give it a go because I'm curious. Everyone talks about the twists in this book, so yeah, I want to see if I can guess the twists. I want to see if I do actually enjoy this because so far I've read 2 books by Colleen Hoover, Regretting You and It Ends With Us, and I did like both of them, and I know that Verity is one of her most popular books. And then this could be the final roll. It's not. It's a 1, which is another challenge, and the challenge is to read a small book under 300 pages. Roll number 6 landed on challenge, and the challenge was to read a book that's under 300 pages. So I had a quick look on my Kindle at all of my short books, and the book that I've chosen is I Am Not Your Baby Mother by Candice Brathwaite, I think is how you pronounce the author's name. So this is non-fiction, which I don't read that much anymore. I used to love reading non-fiction before I started my YouTube channel, but I just haven't really been prioritising non-fiction recently, and I want to change that. That is one of my unofficial goals for 2023, and considering that this has been on my Kindle for the longest time, I think it's time that I read it, especially because one of my other unofficial goals is clearing out my Kindle this year. So all I know about this is that it's written by Candice Brathwaite, who I follow on Instagram actually, and I think it's about her experience of being a black mother in Britain, and I think it's going to be really insightful. I think it's going to be really interesting, and I might try and look into getting the audiobook for this if it's narrated by the author, because I do tend to prefer consuming non-fiction that way. Okay, is this going to be the final roll? And it is. 1, 2, 5. So those are all the books that are going on my official March TBR, and I have to say, I feel like this TBR has been a little bit random, but actually that ended up working in my favour because I was really struggling to decide what vlog ideas I wanted to do in March. Basically, I have a massive list of vlog ideas that I want to do like soon, but I never know which ones to prioritise because I want to do all of them. And that's why I think having a TBR game really helps, because I can look at what roles I get in the TBR game and see what vlog ideas would match up with those roles, if that makes sense. So yeah, really excited about this TBR, really excited about the vlog ideas that I've got for March. Let me know in the comments if you've read any of these books and what you thought of them, and let me know what you're planning on reading in March. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and click subscribe if you would like to see more videos from me, but otherwise I will see you next time. Bye!